There's this guy, let's call him Alex. He's 24, just graduated college with a shiny new degree, a starter job in tech, and a dream so many of us have, buying his first home. He's imagining hardwood floors, a walk-in closet, maybe even one of those live, laugh, love signs on the wall. You know, the whole Pinterest dream. Everyone around him, family, co-workers, even that one friend who still owes him money, starts saying things like, buying a home is the best investment you can make, or renting is just throwing money away. And just like that, Alex, who once couldn't even commit to a gym membership, is now seriously considering tying himself to a 30-year mortgage. Because that's what success looks like, right? That's what grown-ups do. Except, what if that's not actually true? What if buying a house in your 20s is not just overrated, but possibly the worst financial move you could make? I know. That probably triggered someone's inner homeowner. But stick with me. See, what nobody tells you is that owning a home is kind of like getting a puppy. At first, it's all cute photos and excitement. Until the carpets are stained, it chews up your money, and you're stuck cleaning up after it for years. But instead of a leash and a poop bag, you're now dealing with broken HVACs, surprise plumbing disasters, and something called property tax, which sounds like a medieval punishment, but is very real and very expensive. Now let's say Alex finds a starter home for $300,000. Sounds innocent enough, right? He gets approved for a mortgage and puts down 20%, which for those of us not great at math, is $60,000 up front. $60,000. That's more than most people have in their savings account, their retirement fund, and their glove compartment combined. So Alex scrapes together the money, maybe from savings, maybe from borrowing, maybe from selling Pokemon cards on eBay, and gets the house. Feels great at first, but here's where things get tricky. That $60,000 down payment is now locked up in the house. He can't use it. He can't touch it. It's not growing. It's just sitting there, doing nothing, like that one group project member who showed up once and said, "I'll make the slides." And the mortgage payments? Oh, they're just the beginning, because every month, Alex is now also paying for homeowner's insurance, property taxes, utilities, and something breaks every other week. First, it's the water heater, then the roof leaks, then a raccoon moves into the attic like it's Airbnb. And the maintenance costs? Easily $3,000 to $5,000 a year, according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. That's money he didn't budget for, because no one ever includes raccoon relocation in the cost of homeownership. But here's the real kicker, the myth of the home as an investment. This one's my favorite. People love to say things like, at least you're building equity, and sure, technically you are, but not nearly as much, or as fast, as you think. Let's imagine Alex keeps the house for 5 years and sells it for $330,000. Yay, $30,000 profit. Champagne and confetti, right? Not so fast. Because once he pays the real estate agent's commission, usually around 6%, that's nearly $20,000 gone. Then there are closing costs, which can be a few thousand more. Add in the maintenance he's paid over the years, the property taxes, the insurance, the interest on his mortgage, and suddenly, that $30,000 profit turns into, wait for it, a big old loss. Meanwhile, his friend Rachel, who decided to keep renting a small apartment for $1,500 a month, used the money she saved on not buying a home to invest in index funds and grow her savings. She didn't need to worry about repairs, property taxes, or replacing a broken dishwasher. She just called the landlord, binge-watched Netflix, and went back to living her life. And before anyone starts chanting, but renting is throwing money away, let's look at that for a second. Yes, when you rent, you don't own the place. You're paying someone else's mortgage. But you're also paying for freedom. You're paying to not have to drop $6,000 on a surprise sewer line replacement. You're paying for the ability to move cities if you get a better job offer, travel the world, or just change neighborhoods because your upstairs neighbor bought a drum set. When you own a home, moving isn't just pack and go. It's wait 6 months, find a buyer, pay closing costs, possibly sell at a loss, then move. That kind of flexibility? Gone. Now, none of this means buying a home is always bad. For some people in the right situation, it can make sense. If you're planning to stay in one place for 10 plus years, have a stable career, a solid emergency fund, and can comfortably afford the costs, sure, maybe then. But let's be honest, how many 22-year-olds do you know who even know what city they want to live in, let alone where they want to be for the next decade? The truth is, buying a home has become this status symbol, a "you've made it" badge. But that badge can come with a heavy price tag, and for a lot of young people, it's not worth the financial and emotional cost. You don't need a mortgage to prove you're responsible. You don't need granite countertops to show the world you've grown up. Sometimes the smarter move, The wealthier move is the one that doesn't come with keys and a lawn. And if we're being really real, the average return on a home over the last few decades is around 3% per year. Meanwhile, the stock market has averaged closer to 10% annually. So if you're thinking long-term wealth, that down payment might be better off in an investment account than trapped in drywall and floor tiles. Let's circle back to our guy Alex. In the end, he chose not to buy the house. He rented a cozy apartment, invested his savings, and used the flexibility to explore new job opportunities, build his side hustle, and travel when he felt like it. And 5 years later, while some of his peers were still dealing with leaky roofs and property tax hikes, Alex was well on his way to financial freedom. Because here's the deal. Buying a home might look good on Instagram, but your bank account doesn't care about aesthetics. It cares about smart moves. And for a lot of people in their early 20s, the smartest move is to wait, learn, save, invest, build flexibility. And then, if it still makes sense down the road, go buy that house. Just make sure the raccoon comes included. So no, renting isn't failing. And owning isn't always winning. It's not about what looks good. It's about what works for where you are right now. You've got time. You've got options. And trust me, your future self will thank you for thinking twice before signing a 30-year deal with your future plumber. And if you want to learn about the money habits of the rich, click on this video now. I will see you there.